Hey guys, this is On Air with Christ. Our mission is to bring people closer to Christ through education and testimony. We'll focus on the not so well known but foundational principles of religions around the world. We give context to their importance historically, but also spiritually today. Our first topic covers the question, what is Israel? This is much more than a place. And it's not just a people either. It's a promise from God that we can each inherit through his son. Let's go all the way back to Abraham. The God of Abraham is the focus of worship for billions of people who live and have lived through history. This is the God of the Jews, the Muslims, and the Christians. So who is this Abraham? Well, he is the eighth great grandson of Noah from the story of Noah's Ark. And his name was first Abram, as we read in the book of Genesis. After a visitation from God in the wilderness, God and Abram make a covenant. The covenant encompassed these blessings for Abram. Posterity now, him and his wife were very old and could not get pregnant. Posterity of eternal increase, even infinite. And then also his family would have the power of God, the priesthood. And lastly, all nations would be blessed by his family. Abram's commitment to this covenant relationship, this binding relationship, was that he would give all his faith and trust and devotion to God. Upon making this covenant, his name was changed to Abraham, which means father of many nations. God fulfilled promise number one when Abraham bore a son and named him Isaac. To test the devotion and faith of Abraham, God asked him to take his only begotten son of his wife Sarah to the top of the mountain and sacrifice Isaac for God. Abraham was faithful in this unthinkable act. Isaac even helped carry the very tools and preparations to the top of the mountain for this to occur. Sound familiar? Well, in this instance, God stepped in and acknowledges the faithfulness of Abraham. Isaac is permitted to come down from the altar and live. Isaac later has sons of his own, Esau and Jacob. Esau is the firstborn, but is not granted the traditional blessing of his father. Isaac's bride, the mother of Jacob and Esau, helps Jacob to receive this inheritance. Look at all this symbolism. We'll come back and tie it together later. Jacob's name is changed by God, similar to Abraham, to Israel as he inherits this covenant. This means let God prevail. Jacob has 12 sons of his own, and the family of God has its princes and kings, its princesses and queens. Well, let's stop here for a second. So, Abraham, the father of many nations, bears a son out of a miracle. He's asked to sacrifice this son for the good of the covenant which he's made. This son lives despite the sacrifice. He then brings forth the fruit of Israel, fulfilling the promises made to his father. For even more symbolism, notice how it is Isaac's bride that helps give the blessing to Israel, similar to how Christ's church is his bride and brings the blessings of God to his family in the New Testament. Just awesome. Now on to the 12 tribes. So these sons, by the way, born of 4 different women, were each given certain inheritances, gifts, and blessings in order to bless the whole earth, as was promised. Here's a chart showing the different gifts granted upon the sons. There are a few I want to highlight. First, Levi. He was not given an inheritance, but was given the privilege to serve in God's priesthood. Another one of the sons I want to highlight is Joseph. This is the same Joseph of the story of Egypt in the many colors. Joseph is given a double portion, partially because of Reuben, the oldest, losing his own due to unrighteousness. This double portion ends up being passed down to his sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. Ephraim is blessed to play a large role in the gathering of Israel in the last days, where we are sitting now. Manasseh is also a partner to this work. Lastly, I want to highlight Judah, who was given the gift of leadership and kingship. This is the line of King David and also the line of the Messiah, Jesus Christ. These lines become important in fulfilling prophecy. They can also help indicate spiritual gifts and opportunities we can embrace in our lives. If you are not of direct lineage of the 12 tribes, few people are today actually, then you can be adopted into the tribe of Ephraim and Manasseh and engage in this massive work going on today. However, this is also the hardest work. Listen to what Christ himself said on the topic. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathered her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. In a future episode, we will cover more about the scattering and gathering of Israel and what God is doing to bring his children home. In closing, Israel is at the foundation of billions of people's faith across the world. Understanding this heritage and the truths, especially the covenant made with the family of Israel, can amplify your personal relationship with God. It comes down to the covenant initially made with Abraham. This covenant is not only available to the direct lineage, but to all who desire to make it. So, Israel is a place, yes. A people, both anciently and presently, and Jews across the world, yes. And also, it's a covenant representing the love God has for each of his children. The willingness to embrace it can lead to the greatest blessings during this lifetime and in the hereafter. This is our relationship that we can have with God. This is how we gain the greatest blessings that we could possibly imagine in this life and in the life to come. Stay connected with On Heir with Christ to learn more about putting these blessings in your future and making them your and your family's destiny.